at the Bank Tank this evening. And it would be in the first period, the Fish strike first. Puck thrown in front of the blue line. Trenton Bliss at the right spot, the right time. He just got called down to Toledo from Grand Rapids, and he puts Toledo on the board. Second period tied at 1. Riley McCourt shot off the board, somehow finds his way into the net. McCourt credited with the goal. Toledo back in front. And then 3 minutes later, off the turnover, ahead to Thomas Ebbing, right at the net. He can't connect, but Bliss fouls him up, gets the rebound. Fish would add another in the second, 2 more in the third as they get the 6-4 victory. Bliss a 3-point night as Toledo stretches that point streak to 8 straight games.
Well, I think the message for our team against the Growlers, you have to skate. You have to track back into your zone. You can see how dynamic they are on their line rushes, so we want to make sure we close that gap between our forwards and our D to not allow some of those middle cuts they had. And then the other side of the skating part is getting up on our line rushes, trying to catch them with 3 guys deep and try to create some odd man rushes for us. But in order to do that, you got to move your legs, you got to have jump, you got to be excited to play a game like this.
With more on this game, we turn to Matt Melzak and Rick Judson.
All right, thanks. Back out here at the Huntington Center. Rick, this was a game that Toledo found its offensive legs heavily. They pressured the Growlers all night long, and 6 goals tells you that too.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of shots on goal, and Dryden McKay, the goalie for Newfoundland, I mean, he's a very good goalie, Hobie Baker winner, and then they put him 6 by him, so it was a good night.
They got some help there, a couple of deflected goals and went in off of him, but they made some plays happen tonight offensively that you like to see. That's part of this streak that they've been on where they picked up at least a point in 8 straight games. They found a little bit more on the offensive side with more of what we're used to seeing here with the Walleye. Yeah,
and the big thing is, too, is like, we talked about, like, Thomas Ebbing going to the net. When you start doing things like that as a team, as forwards and as offense, you're going to get rewarded for the hard work as a line you put in, and they did that tonight.
Yeah, they certainly did, and it is 8 consecutive games with at least a point for the Toledo Walleye at 5-0-3, and they start this 4 games in 5 days stretch with a victory tonight. They're off to Fort Wayne tomorrow before back home here on Friday to take on the Comets.